Hello everybody, and welcome to the new channel of the History Kid. So on this channel I will be telling history, and this is history. So today I will be consisting on or telling you about the 6 assassination attempts of presidents. Coming off at number 1, a guy named Richard Lawrence who attempted to assassinate Andrew Jackson on January 30th, 1835. The reason why, because Richard Lawrence believed that he was King Richard III of England and that Jackson was a traitor who had killed his father, and this delusional belief led him to the attempt of the assassination. So, Richard Lawrence had taken him to himself to try to kill Andrew Jackson. So, at January 30th, 1835, Richard Lawrence went in front of Andrew Jackson and tried shooting him with a pistol. However, it misfired. He brung 2 pistols. The second one misfired. But then later, Lawrence was apprehended, but wasn't found guilty by the reason of insanity. Moments and years later, Teddy Roosevelt, or Theodore Roosevelt, was also attempted to be killed. A guy named John Fleming shrank motive for attempting to assassinate Theodore Roosevelt, who was rooted in his delusional belief that assassinating Roosevelt would help former President William McKinley, whom Shrunk believed that McKinley's spirit had communicated with him, instructing him carry out to the assassination. This delusional belief led Shrink to believe that by killing Roosevelt would avenge William McKinley's death and fulfill his previous duty to his deceased idol. So some moments later and years later, away from Richard Lawrence, Teddy Roosevelt was next. On October 14th, 1912, while Roosevelt was campaigning on Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Shrink shot Roosevelt in the chest with a revolver, but however the bullet was slowed by a folded 50-page speech and glasses case in Roosevelt's breast pocket, saving his life. Shrink's motive was rooted in his disbelief that assassinating Roosevelt would help former President William McKinley, whom Shrink idolized and believed he had sent him messages from beyond the grave. Next, and years later, on November 1st, 1950, it was next for Harry Truman assassination attempt. A fellow guy, and the second one named Oscar Kozlo, and the second one Gracilio Torresola, were Puerto Rican nationalists who believe in the cause of Puerto Rican independence. They saw Harry Truman as an oppressor of Puerto Rico due to his support for maintaining the island status as a U.S. territory rather than granting it independence. In their view, assassinating Truman was a means of drawing attention to their cause by protesting against what they perceived as American imperialism. So moments later, Harry S. Truman was in the Blair House in Washington, D.C., where Truman was staying, the assassinists planned to assassinate Truman, whom they viewed as an oppressor of Puerto Rico, of course. A shootout is between Dallas and the Secret Service resulting in the death of Turisla and a White House policeman. Kazula was wounded and captured. The attempt was motivated by the Assassination beliefs that their desire to draw attention of the cause Puerto Rican independence. But also one of the security guards who was shot someone else who was also a Colazo. Moments before that guy's death. So later, there were 2 assassination attempts for Gerald Ford. Number 1, on September 5th, 1975, Linetti Squeaky Formate, a member of the Manson family cult, attempted to shoot Ford in San Remo, California. Ford pointed a 45 caliber pistol at Ford, but was restrained by Secret Service agents before she could fire a shot. For the second one, on September 22nd, 1975, Sarah Jane Moore attempted to assassinate Ford in San Francisco. Moore fired a single shot at Ford with a revolver as he was leaving St. Francis Hotel. However, a bystander, Oliver, intervened and deflected her arm by causing her to miss Ford. Also by shooting at the ground. Probably by shooting at the ground. Both Form and Moore were motivated by their individual grievances and ideological beliefs, but their specific movements varied from was a devoted follower by Charles Manson, and reportedly wanted to draw attention to environmental issues. Moore, on the other hand, had a left-wing political leanings and claimed she wanted to make a statement against the government. Next and last is Ronald Reagan. So, a man named John Hinckley Jr. was motivated by someone named Jodie Foster, obsessive fixation on actress. He became infatuated with her after watching the movie Taxi Driver, in which Foster starred. Hinckley delusional belief that by assassinating Ronald Reagan would impress Foster and win her affection. He saw herself as a romantic hero, willing to go extreme lengths to gain her attention. This fixation led Hinckley to carry out the assassination attempt as a misguided and disturbing attempt to fulfill his fantasy of a relation with Foster. So later, on March 30th, 1981, Hinckley's motive for the assassination attempt was to impress her. Of course, he was obsessed with her because about watching the movie Taxi Driver. Hinckley was carrying out the assassination. He would gain Foster's admiration, of course. He planned the attack following Reagan to the Washington Hilton Hotel and firing several shots as an attempt to kill him. He shot others, including an officer. But leaving the hotel after delivering a speech, of course, the bullet struck Reagan in the chest, puncturing his left lung and grazing a rib. The swift response of Secret Service agents and medical personnel helped save Reagan's life. He was He underwent emergency surgery to remove the bullet and repair the damage of him. Despite the severity of the injury, Reagan made a remarkable recovery and returned to his duties as a president. And so that's how, and that's all the assassination attempts of the presidents. I hope you enjoyed this video, the first video of me, the history kid. So I hope you have a good day, and I hope you teach other children based on this. Next video, I will be saying the other presidents. Probably. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.